It's կանեմ, նորից կստանամ իրանից։
Վերջի անգամ եմ քեզ ասում։
Ինչի համար ես իմ ու քո հարաբերությունները այժմ մարդկանց համար փչացնում։ Ոչ բռնաբարել եմ, ոչ խամ։
Ինչ ես ուզում ճշտես։
Ես ուղղակի
Հալո։
Բարի լույս, հաճ խանգարեցի։
Բարի լույս։
Weeks passed after Ashat's arrest, and though the immediate crisis had resolved, the trial that followed brought its own fresh wave of anguish, as Seda was required to testify in court, describing in painful detail the fragments of memory that had slowly returned to her. And though Harut sat in the gallery every single day of the proceedings, offering silent support each time she glanced toward him, the ordeal of reliving that night in front of lawyers in a courtroom of strangers left her emotionally drained in ways that even the initial trauma had not. And one evening, after a particularly grueling day of testimony, Seda broke down in the car on the way home, telling Harut that she did not know if she could face another day of it, that hearing Ashat's defense attorney twist her words, suggest inconsistencies in her memory, imply that perhaps she was not entirely certain of what had happened, felt almost like being violated all over again. And Harut, gripping the steering wheel tightly, said that he understood her exhaustion, but that she was the strongest person he had ever known, that every single day she walked into that courtroom and told the truth, despite how much it cost her, she was taking back a piece of the power that had been stolen from her. And Seda, wiping her tears, said she wished she had his certainty, and he told her that her strength did not need to feel certain to be real. Meanwhile, Minas had thrown himself into supporting his sister through the trial, attending every session alongside her, and in doing so had quietly abandoned any pretense of returning to his political ambitions in the near future, telling Susie one evening that he had realized how empty his previous priorities had been, how he had nearly lost his sister to his own blindness and his own obsession with image and reputation. And Susie, moved by this admission, told him that watching him change through this crisis had reminded her of the man she had first fallen in love with, someone who cared more about the people around him than the way he appeared to the world. And their marriage, though still healing, found new footing in this shared purpose of rebuilding their family from the inside out. Nouver, recovering slowly and facing her own legal consequences for obstruction of justice, was ultimately sentenced to a suspended term with mandatory community service, given her cooperation once she had finally told the truth. And in an unexpected turn, she reached out to Ellen one final time, not to manipulate her as she once had, but to apologize sincerely, admitting that she had used their friendship as a tool, and that she understood if Ellen never wanted to see her again. And Ellen, though wary, found herself extending a cautious offer of distant civility, not friendship exactly.